Hi, I want to do a short video as a response to a question somebody sent me. The person was asking between church wedding and court wedding, which one should he do? This is a couple, they are preparing for a wedding, and the couple are finding it difficult to arrive at a conclusion on which one to do. They want to do either church wedding or court wedding and just move on with their lives. So now I want to just do a quick response to that. Church wedding or court wedding. There are three basic types of wedding in Nigeria because the people are from Nigeria, the couple. So the three basic types of wedding we find is the church wedding, the court wedding, and the traditional wedding. These are three basic types of wedding one finds in Nigeria. Then the church wedding is spiritual. The court wedding is legal. The traditional wedding is traditional. But something very, very remarkable, very interesting to note is that the church wedding can also be used as legal document. So you can use the church wedding certificate as your legal document. And when I talk of church wedding, please mind you, I'm referring to the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church. I don't know about the Pentecostal churches certificate or other churches certificate. I'm talking about the certificate of the Catholic Church. So any wedding you do in the Catholic Church is both spiritual and legal. Spiritual in the sense that you go into this contract with God. God blesses you. God blesses the union. So, but if you do it in court alone, court will give you the legal document, but you don't have the spiritual backing. That is important to note. Then before you make a choice on which one to undertake, court wedding, church wedding, or traditional wedding, you must ask yourself, for what purpose is the wedding? Why are you doing this wedding? Because people come together and they say they want a contract wedding. Contract wedding is when somebody pays the other partner a certain amount and say, can you act as my wife for like 2 years so that I get a document? They do it a lot in Europe, especially Africans who come to Europe. Some of them would want to just get a contract wedding so that they get documents. I'm not saying something new. A lot of you know it already. So that is one of the reasons. Some people go into wedding just for economic reasons. Some do it for financial reasons, for benefits. So you ask yourself, why am I going to this wedding? I've seen people who go into wedding and before they go into the marriage, they sign a prenuptial agreement, what they call prenuptial agreement. And in this agreement, they write what and what should be done in case there is divorce. So you see, the wedding at the beginning is already planned to fail because you're planning for failure as you're stepping into it. So it's important to ask yourself, for what purpose? Are you going into this wedding because of marriage, because of love, because you truly love each other and you want to live and spend the rest of your lives together? Then that is when you now decide where you want to do the wedding. If you truly love each other as Christians and you want to spend the rest of your lives together in love, in unity, then you need the presence of God in that marriage. That's when you need to go to the church. You go to church, God will bless you, bless your marriage, and be with you. He will be with you in this union. It's not easy. It's not a bed of roses. But you need the presence of God. You need the grace of God. You need the Spirit of God in this your wedding. So that's why I would advise people go for church wedding. But some people would say, I just want to travel with my wife. I want her to be able to get the document to travel with me. So I need something quick. So now that tells you they don't have any spiritual purpose in mind, anything spiritual in mind. They just want a document. So they go for court wedding. Court wedding is more flexible. Court wedding is simpler. Court wedding is cheaper. But spiritually speaking, it is not the best. Then the traditional wedding. Some people would say, comparing traditional wedding and church wedding, which one should I do? Should I leave traditional wedding and do just the church wedding? Some have even advised others not to do traditional wedding, just to go to the church and wed and forget about traditional wedding. Everybody comes from a cultural background. Everybody has a culture. Everyone has a tradition. And when we talk of tradition, we are not talking about evil, because there are traditions that are very, very good. And I am someone who supports my African traditions. The things my forefathers have left for me that are not sinful, that are not bad. Those things, I still do them. I drink palm wine. We learned a lot of things as tradition in the village. I grew up in the village. In Akama Oye, in Eziagan, Abu Moshin. Yeah, but in terms of tradition. But you ask yourself, why won't I go to the parents of my bride and pay what is expected to pay? What I'm expected to pay as tradition demands. So these are traditional things. We should do it. So I will just end it here. Maybe I will still continue, but if you think that there's something I needed to say that I didn't say, please drop it at the comment section. But that's my own intention. I wish you a wonderful day. Bye.